Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. Welcome to Wednesday, midweek.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
It's a turning point, not only because we're closer to the weekend, but because the weather is improving. And I have the straightest hair I've ever had in my life.
You do. It looks so good.
Thanks. I'm
you
so
didn't even
excited.
have to try, because you have like really super curly hair, right?
Super curly, Kristen, and in the humidity where I'll be this weekend in Florida, it gets very frizzy, and I'm so excited because I went to La Bella yesterday and got this amazing new keratin treatment, and you'll get to find out how you can have it tomorrow. They'll be on the show to talk about it. So cool. My hair's so soft, and
it doesn't feel it.
Oh my gosh.
It does feel soft.
Yeah, and there was no curls this morning when I woke up. It was just...
It really is an amazing treatment.
Right?
You know?
It took me half the time to do my hair today. It was awesome. So... yeah, just a little tease for tomorrow. That's
and you know what I'll mention too is that it's similar to the straightening thing that's been out there before, but they've been finding some health risks with it.
Yeah,
and this one there's no health risks.
No health risks.
So it's a little better for you. So you'll definitely want to tune in tomorrow.
Yeah.
And today we have a lot of good stuff to talk about.
I know we do. Let's start with the fact that the president is visiting the land of enchantment today. And you know, with gas prices on the rise, something we've all been complaining a lot about, President Barack Obama is actually making a stop in New Mexico's oil patch to tout the fact that domestic oil and gas production is really at an all-time high. It's quite troubling.
The two-day trip will take the president to drilling sites in Nevada, New Mexico, and Oklahoma, where he will highlight his energy strategy, which calls for investment in clean energy and expanding domestic oil and gas production.
Yeah, and we'll see how quickly that impacts the gas prices. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's out of control.
It is getting really rough out there. And you know what? Have you heard about the lizard controversy in southeast New Mexico? This is going to be addressed too. So basically, there are a lot of these lizards, the dune sagebrush lizard.
Okay.
It's not on the endangered species list yet, but there's a possibility, some say, that it could go on the endangered species list. And if that happens, some say it could impact how much oil is harvested and produced in the southeastern part of New Mexico.
Really?
So that debate's kind of going on at the same time. The president's going to be there debating these issues. So
it's so interesting.
We'll see how it all kind of turns out. But this little lizard is causing a lot of controversy. That's for sure. So we'll see.
Who would think? Well, of course, we'll keep you updated, and so will KRQE News 13. And in fact, let's check in now with KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez. She'll headlines. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, ladies. Yeah, you bet we'll be all over President Obama's visit to New Mexico today. Also topping your morning news headlines this morning, Albuquerque Mayor R.J. Berry is urging you to tell some city councilors to change their minds about whether to approve the funding for the Paseo I-25 interchange project. You see, these councilors, Ray Garduno, Isaac Benton, and Betty O'Malley, have put a halt on the project because they want voters to decide if $50 million of your taxpayer money should go toward the improvements. Now, the three voted Monday night against using the money unless it's approved on a referendum on the November ballot. But the mayor wants city councilors to approve the funding now. You see, he says without quick action, the project would be delayed, could end up costing more, and the city has, there's a possibility that the city will lose the chances of getting some federal funding on it.
What are you guys doing? Let's get this thing moving. And as a mayor, I say amen to that.
This isn't my checkbook, and it's not the mayor's checkbook. This is the taxpayer's checkbook. And we need to ask them if they want to spend this money. This is a lot of money.
The other 6 members of the council are siding with the mayor, but he needs 7. By the way, there's a big meeting next Monday night on the issue. Meanwhile, drivers on the west side of town will have a smooth commute this morning thanks to the newly completed Unser extension. It goes from Paseo del Norte to Paradise Boulevard. The finished project was unveiled yesterday by Mayor Berry. It connects Highway 550 north in Rio Rancho to the Southwest Mesa. The extension cost $2.5 million, which was paid for by impact fees and a quarter-cent transportation tax. All right, just when you thought the lap dance blackmail saga in Sunland Park, New Mexico was over, guess again, the newly elected mayor who was arrested in the scandal has just been arrested again. Daniel Salinas, this guy here, was rearrested on Monday, this time accused of bribery. Investigators say he gave the acting police chief a job for persuading the guy's sister to not run for city council. That police chief was also arrested in this scandal, along with 7 other people that were involved in what investigators are calling this huge extortion scheme. Now, they say Daniel Salinas set up a lap dance for another guy running for mayor, videotaped it, and then tried to use it as blackmail. We'll keep you posted on how this goes down. Gallup police say they've caught up with the guy who shot 2 people in the face using a BB gun. They say this guy here, Micah John Lole, admitted he shot the men last week. One was at a gas station, another at the Navajo Fire Rock Casino. In both cases, police say Lole tried to steal the people's cars. He's now charged with armed robbery and aggravated battery. Well, you will soon have more opportunities to travel in the northern part of the state. Starting April 7th, the Rail Runner is adding 2 more Saturday trains to its schedule. One will leave from Albuquerque an hour earlier than normal, and another will leave Santa Fe later that night. And that wraps it up for your Wednesday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt Morrow, Kristen Van Dyke, and me every weekday morning on KRQE News 13 beginning at 4:30 a.m. Ladies, I'm going to send it back to you. Have a good Wednesday.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
All right, yeah,
I love your necklace, by the way.
Thank you.
Very, very sassy. And now, of course, speaking of sassiness, it's time for the headlines straight out of Hollywood.
And TMZ correspondent Gary Trock joins us from Los Angeles. Good morning, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, good morning.
Hey,
good to have you.
We want to talk about Oprah today.
Yes.
So apparently she gave out 30 pink slips at her network on Monday, but TMZ is reporting that she took a highly unusual and humanistic step of calling a town hall meeting to explain why she lowered the boom. What did she tell her employees?
I love O.
Yes, Oprah, Oprah, good and bad to Oprah. So bad news is she cut 30 jobs. The good news is she did it in a nice way. She basically, OWN had way too much staff for, their low ratings and the advertisers that have been jumping ship. Yeah. And their OWN's fiscal year ends March 31st. And so Oprah needed to get everything in-house in order for the network to survive, basically. Okay. And so she called everyone together and she made this announcement. She, let them know that they were releasing these 30 people, but we're told that there were great severance packages for these people. That some people were getting several weeks of severance up to their entire contract paid. Oh, see, and that's good. We're also hearing that she. Yeah, see, that's good. And she also brought in a recruiter to help those people find new jobs. So, she understands that these people, it's a tough economy right now. People need jobs, but she needed to do this for the greater good. This comes right off the heels of her canceling Rosie O'Donnell's show. Yes. And so, obviously, they're trying to get that network in order, enable, so it survives. I mean, it's really tanking right now.
It really is. I mean, thankfully, she's got Oprah's Next Chapter, which obviously had Bobby Christina last week, Lady Gaga on Sunday. I mean, she's getting the Oprah interviews, but the problem was the promotion, like you said, it just hasn't had the hype that it really should have. So hopefully there'll be a little change for the better, and at least those employees will sort of be taken care of in the interim. That's hopeful.
Definitely.
Yeah, it seems so hard for any networks to get started anymore. You get new networks going because there's so many channels on the TV.
Yeah. So many options now.
It's very hard. It's very hard. And like you said, even though, Oprah's been landing these big interviews with Bobby Christina and Lady Gaga, that's just one interview. And that's great for a TV show, but that can't support a whole network. Exactly. And they're really having issues with the programming for the network and people, staying loyal to the network and watching all the shows on there. People will just tune in for the 1 hour Oprah show and then they're out. So that's really hurting them.
Well, you'll have to keep us posted on that. A network that's not having too many problems is MTV, and that's because of Jersey Shore. Of course, we always talk about that. And I know TMZ learned that the situation is in rehab for substance abuse. Now, if the cast of Jersey Shore gets sober, I mean, with Snooki pregnant and the whole thing, I mean, is this going to hurt the ratings?
I mean, I think it's interesting that it's a little bit of a shakeup in the house, and it adds some, some new drama in there. So the situation, we've confirmed that he is in rehab for substance abuse. His people are saying that he's at an undisclosed location, dealing with the pressures and the stress of filming Jersey Shore and just relaxing. I really don't think there's a lot of stress with filming Jersey Shore, and it sounds like he's got some issues going on. We've talked to sources of close to the cast and the crew who said that the last 2 seasons they've actually been very worried about him and that they've seen signs of substance abuse on the set. And I think if you guys are fans of the show, I think as you've been watching this last season, you see that he's been weird. I mean,
really
he's been
weirder than usual.
He's been a lot of Yeah, weirder than usual. A lot of mumbling, a lot of rambling, not making sense.
He does the dip.
You know, it's
he does the dip, Gary.
normal.
You know, when he does the dip, Kristen, that means that he like dips out, like he like disappears and nobody knows where he goes. And they say, oh, Mike did the dip again.
Exactly.
Like, it's the weirdest thing.
What is stressing him out?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so it's a weird thing, and so it looks like there's definitely issues going on. So hopefully he's able to take care of that, in rehab and get out and be well and sober. But I don't know how that's going to play into the Jersey Shore. Obviously, when he gets back there, there's going to be a lot of pressures to go out and party. That's what the show is based upon. So maybe it'll be toned down with Snooki pregnant.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Situation will be in rehab, so it could be a whole new dynamic.
Hey, listen,
I
am ready. Kristen, Gary, I am so ready for New Jersey to be represented as it should be, which is with a little class. Because look, it's my hometown. So the Jersey Shore is not all that bad, kids. It's not everything you see on TV. So maybe this will clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gary. Have a great week. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Take care.
And of course, our viewers can catch TMZ weeknights at 5:30 right here on 2 Casa Fox. He's so awesome.
Always fun to catch up on the Hollywood gossip.
Yeah, and of course the sports gossip. Peyton Manning, the $96 million man. The big deal is done. Peyton is now a member officially of the Denver Broncos and will earn, yes, $96 million over the next 5 years. Can you even imagine? I mean, really, Peyton apparently chose Denver over the Tennessee Titans and San Francisco 49ers. These were his other final picks, of course. That's where the debate was, and this is what he chose.
Right. So is he worth it? That's a big question. 96 million smackaroos. Odds makers in Las Vegas think so. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
A lot of people are believing in him and betting on Peyton Manning. Of course, his brother won the Super Bowl for the Giants this year. Very happy personally about that.
What's going to happen to Tim Tebow?
That's the big question.
That's the big question. That's the $96 million question.
Yes, the $96 million question. Is that going to happen? So we'll have to find out. I mean, the big thing is that Denver is a big choice to possibly win the Super Bowl next season. So we'll see what happens. They'll, of course, be playing next year's Super Bowl in Manning's original hometown in New Orleans. So should see what happens. And, of course, we'll keep you posted there, too.
Okay, so more Hollywood news here.
Yeah.
A few months ago, we told you about a possible remake of Steel Magnolias, and now apparently it is going to happen, and it's going to feature an all-black cast. So it's Lifetime developing this movie, so it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to revolve around a close group of women, basically going through the saga, the saga of Steel Magnolias, basically.
It's I don't know why they're remaking a classic, but it's like the 1989 version. Can you believe it was that long ago? Oh my gosh. It does revolve still around the close group of women in Louisiana, and if you remember the original, it featured an all-star cast. There was Dolly Parton, Julia Roberts, Sally Field, Shirley MacLaine, Daryl Hannah, Olympia Dukakis. I mean, talk about all-star. The TV movies producers were, wanted to have a similarly star-studded, wow, say that one fast, cast for this drama, but we'll find out what the leads are going to be because we're not quite sure yet. I mean, who should Lifetime cast in the new Steel Magnolias? I don't know.
I don't know either, but I can't
Viola
wait to check it
Davis,
out.
I think, would be a good pick.
She would be great.
You know who else would be good in there?
I think we're thinking of the same one.
Bassett.
Angela Bassett? Yes. Yes. I
Tina Turner.
Yes.
I love it.
It would be great. I love the hair salon scenes.
That's the best thing.
The best.
And you're from the South, so you totally can appreciate that.
I totally do that.
I love it.
I can't wait to see it.
Well, here's another interesting story of the day. We have to mention this. Actor Robert De Niro, one of my favorites of all time, is actually in hot water right now with the White House for a joke that was really in bad taste that he told last night at a fundraiser for President Obama. What he said was, "Hate America isn't yet again ready for a white first lady."
Right, and this is
weird.
And this is how he quoted it. Callista Gingrich, Karen Santorum, Ann Romney. Now, do you really think our country is ready for a white first lady? Quote. So, a spokeswoman for the first lady called De Niro's comments, of course, inappropriate, which is a little inappropriate.
Yeah, I think whether it's
more than a little.
Gender or racial comments, I think, are completely unnecessary in a speech like that. And I don't know. I just think it's in poor taste. I generally really like everything he has to say. And he's a shy guy, so I'm surprised he even said that much. But Robert De Niro. I'm talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Anyway, In the meantime, I said at the beginning of the show that it's a better day. It's a little bit warmer, a little sunnier. Are we in for a good change?
It is. It's going to be good today. A little cold out there right now, 35 degrees. Winds are on the north at 7 miles an hour. Not nearly as windy as yesterday morning, so it doesn't feel as cold. Santa Fe, 27 degrees right now, 21 in Taos, and then down into the southeast, we're starting off in the low to mid 40s. That's where we have some lingering clouds, and we even saw a few rain showers yesterday, and some of those rain showers are actually pushing back into far eastern New Mexico right now, and that'll be the case. We'll see some on and off light rain showers from time to time near the Texas border in eastern New Mexico. Highs today, 59 in Albuquerque, 66 in Roswell, 53 in Santa Fe. If that's not warm enough for you, this weekend, 75 in Albuquerque, highs near 90 down in the southeast. The forecast for the northern mountains will warm up there too with more sunshine, highs near 70 by the weekend. And in Albuquerque, 66 tomorrow with less wind, mid 70s this weekend.